Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode, the party split up. Lightning and Hope went one way, and Saz and Vanille stayed behind. So that split up is going to lead the characters in separate directions for quite a while. So moving on, Lightning and Hope got ambushed by a SciComm hit squad. And we are just up the trail from where that had happened at the next save point.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and move on. By the way, one thing to take note of on the Crystarium, our characters can now develop further after defeating the Juggernaut robot that unlocked the Crystarium Stage 3. So hopefully you guys fought enough enemies in order to max out everyone's Stage 2 Crystarium. So one thing I wanted to take note of, if you look at the end, or if you go up to the Stage 3, for each character's Crystarium, you will see that the CP cost to purchase nodes are significantly greater. Instead of it being 120, it's now almost double at 220, meaning that you're going to have to fight twice as many enemies in order to develop your characters. But more importantly, at the end of the Crystarium Stage 3 is what is called a role level. Now this is a new crystal on the Crystarium page, and what role levels are they pretty much increase whichever role you activate them in. So for example, under Commando for Lightning, we have our first role level. Once you get to the role level and activate it through Crystarium, Lightning will be an all-around better commando. Pretty much the role level increases their performance in a commando, meaning that they will deal more damage and they will take less damage, etc. So getting and activating role levels improve that character's role significantly. So that's the first thing you guys should take note of. Next up, we are going to talk about the accessory. Now this is another new crystal that is new to the Crystarium page. Now what the accessory does when you get to them and activate them is you gain an extra slot for equipping accessories. Now this is very, very, very important because it allows you to equip one extra accessory for each accessory node that you find and activate. Now you'll find multiple of these as you go farther into the game, so be on the lookout for them. But the main reason I wanted to bring this to your guys' attention is because I'll let you know when, but later on in the Vile Peaks, as we progress towards the end, you're going to want to do an extra little bit of CP grinding, meaning that you're going to have to backtrack and fight a couple extra enemies, because if you don't, you're going to fall behind a little bit on the Crystarium page. So this is another rare spot where you're going to have to do a little bit of extra CP grinding, and you're going to want to learn the accessory for Lightning under the medic role as soon as possible. So pretty much we're going to do a little bit of extra grinding here, and I just wanted to keep you guys updated on that, because whenever I stop and grind for CP, I'm going to let you guys know, so that if you want, you can do the same. You don't have to, but doing this will greatly make this whole playthrough a whole lot easier. So the sooner you get that accessory and you activate that role level for Commando, your playthrough is going to be a whole lot easier. So I'll let you know when the time is to go ahead and backtrack and start grinding. For now, just fight all the enemies you can as you see them on the road.
Go look ahead.
So let's go ahead and progress even further down the Vile Peaks path. You'll run into some more SciComm soldiers. Alright, after the XIII soldiers fight, go ahead and follow down the path. And here the path will split. So go ahead and take the left way first. And you'll run into some more soldiers. Them soldiers were guarding a treasure ball in the far corner that contains 3 links of fiber optic cable. Go ahead and get back on the main road, and you'll fight 3 more enemy soldiers.
Stay sharp.
Further ahead, the path will split yet again. Take the right path to jump up a couple rocks, and you'll reach a treasure ball. This one contains a libroscope. Jump down and preemptive strike the enemy, if you can.
Stay sharp.
After you take care of the enemy, go ahead and continue along the path to reach the next save point. Alright, now here is kind of a little mini game coming up. I'll tell you guys exactly what to do here in a minute. For now, just jump down for an event battle.
Any trace of the Lassie? Nothing. No sign it's been activated. Huh? Who's there?
What was XIII doing here?
Probably thought we'd try and use a pulse machine to escape.
Maybe we should try it. What does this do?
Hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't touch that.
Wait, what if it works?
Leave it! I told you to leave it.
Stop! Stop already! I think I got it. Right! I think I can work this.
Alright, so after the scene, you're going to be on one of the pulse armaments. This Herculean combat machines are capable of clearing away enemy hordes with mighty blows, or simply trampling over foes who stand in the path. Attacking with A consumes power, but breaking through fences will recharge the machine's power reserves. While piloting an armament, enemies cannot harm the party. Alright, so I'm going to try and explain this as simply as possible. While you're on this machine, you have two options. You can either just run over the enemies and trample them to kill them, or you can use the machine's arm to sweep the enemies away. Now, sweeping the enemies away causes you to use power, and you only get 3 power bars per fence you gotta break over. Meaning that between each fence you can only swing with the machine's arm 3 times, and then you're out of power and you have to trample over the enemies. So there's rewards for sweeping the enemies away and simply trampling over them. So the objective here is each time you break through a fence, you replenish all of your power bars. One sweep by pressing either the X button on PlayStation or the A button on the Xbox will, every time you press either X or A, it will cause the robot's arm to swing and take out multiple enemies. Now, however, you need to be careful because you can only swing with the arm 3 times, and then you're out of power and you have to break through the next fence. So if you manage to sweep away every single enemy you see, you'll be rewarded with 999 gil, which is very good because you get a head start on your gil. If you manage to just simply trample all over the enemies, you'll get a spark ring, which is very, very useful for the battle that's coming. So my advice for you is to try and make sure the enemies are grouped together very nicely, and then press A to sweep them all the way. If you don't manage to sweep them all the way, make sure you at least trample over them and kill them. And make sure you kill all of them. Now, if you want to be a completionist and you swing with your arm and you don't get them all and you're out of power, you can simply reload the game and try again. However, that might take a very long time to actually get them all. So my advice is to just swing and try and get as many enemies as possible. If you get them all, then you'll be able to get all the rewards. But if you don't get them all, then at least trample over them. So at least you can get the best reward, which is the spark ring accessory. Sweeping them away is optional because all it does is give you money. But for those of you who want a lot of money, it might be wise to go ahead and restart. But then again, you only get 999 gil. So it's really not that much for the effort you're going to have to put into it. But for people who are trying to get the most out of it, if worse comes to worse, you can reload the game and try again. So I'll give you a demonstration on how I do it. Alright, let's go ahead and run forward. Now, as you can see, we don't have any power. So breaking through this fence will give us 3 bars of power. And as you can see, when you swing with your arm, we now got all the enemies in the area. And we still have 1 bar of power left, so that's good so far. Breaking through the second fence will give us 3 more bars of power. As you can see, the enemies are all grouped up ahead. We swing and we kill them all in 1 blow. Breaking through the third fence, we have 3 more bars of power. Now here's the tricky one because they're all spread out. So as you can see, we missed some. So we won't be able to get the final reward, which is 999 gold. However, if you simply run over the enemies, that will kill them, and that's all you really need to do. Make sure you at least run over all the enemies. And now, for the moment of truth.
Nice landing. Let's get moving.
Just need a minute. I'm still a bit winded.
You're too soft.
Wait up!
Alright, so as soon as you hop off the machine, you'll see 2 treasure balls. Okay, so the one to the left will depend on how many enemies you killed in general, either sweeping them or stomping them. The one on the right will give you rewards depending on how many enemies you've swept away only. So the treasure ball on the left. Let's see what we got. We got the spark ring. Very nice. That's the best you can get. Okay, so let me break it down for you guys. If you killed 24 or less enemies, you're only gonna get 10 sturdy bones. If you killed 25 to 39 enemies, you'll get 20 thickened hides. And if you killed 40 to 43 enemies, you'll get the resist spark ring, which is resist lightning by 20%. So pretty much the least you can get is 10 sturdy bones. The middle award for killing half the enemies is 20 thickened hides. And the best reward you can get for killing all the enemies is a spark ring. Now over on the right hand side, this is about how many enemies you swept away. We got 300 gil. So the total reward you can get is you'll get 100 gil if you swept away 24 or less enemies. You'll get 300 gil if you swept away anywhere between 25 and 42 enemies. And you'll get 999 gil if you swept away 43 enemies. So as long as you got the spark ring, that's the only thing really worth getting. I would not restart just to get that 999 gil. It's not worth it. You're going to be here for a very long time if you try to do that. Trust me. I tried it on my last playthrough and it took me forever. I eventually got it, but it took me a very long time, like 30 minutes. So it's not worth it. Trust me. But after you're satisfied with your rewards, go ahead and continue along the path. And go ahead and enter the tunnel to find a treasure ball off to the right. This contains 2 electrolytic capacitor. Further ahead is a save point. Nah, I'm not going to save right now. Go ahead and head forward again to reach some more enemies. further up, the path will split into two again. Now, whichever way you take, you're going to have to take these guys out. So I would suggest to just go ahead and just take them out first.
Stay sharp.
Now note that there is a missable enemy alert here.
Just stay out of my way.
Whenever the SciComm tracker is paired up with Ulan, the SciComm tracker will sometimes deploy targeting beacon, which is a small beacon that circles around the battlefield. If you want to get all enemy intel in the game, make sure that you Libra the targeting beacon because it's missable. So if you didn't get it this time, don't worry because we're going to be doing a little bit of grinding here in order to level up our character's Crystarium stick. So when we come back here, I'll go ahead and Libra it for you guys so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But for now, just take note that the targeting beacon will be deployed by the SciComm tracker whenever he's paired up with the Ulan. So after you take care of the enemies, go ahead and jump up to the area above. Here you'll find a treasure ball with a spark ring. In case you were wondering where that is, it's right behind where the Ulan and the SciComm tracker were standing. You'll see the blue circle indicating that you can jump up, and that's where the treasure ball is. Further ahead, you'll see another enemy regiment. After you dispose of the enemies, go ahead and take the right path when the road forks again. At the upper path, you'll find another treasure ball containing a Phoenix down. Go ahead and jump up to the next area. Here, there's another fork in the road, but you can take either path because there's no treasures around here. And here is the targeting beacons that I was talking about. So as you can see, these little things that circle around the battlefield here. And they only appear whenever you are fighting against Ulan and the SciComm tracker paired together. You have to wait for the SciComm tracker to deploy these. Sometimes he won't deploy it at all, and sometimes he will deploy it immediately. So if you get into a battle with Ulan and the SciComm tracker paired up, make sure you wait before killing off the tracker. He will then summon the targeting beacon. Make sure you Libra this and if you're trying to get all enemy intel in the game, because it's missable. Once you leave this area, you will no longer see this.
Lightning!
Just stay out of my way.
Come on, Light.
Once you've taken care of the Psycom trackers and you have Libra, the targeting beacon, go ahead and take out Ulan. And if you want, you can go ahead and backtrack and take the other path just to make sure there's no treasure. After that, you can jump up these 3 small steps to reach the final save point. Alright, now notice the bridge ahead. There's a small bridge. Once you get close to that bridge, you're going to be thrown into an event battle. And the event battle is very tough. So here's what I recommend to do. Okay, first of all, let's spend our Crystarium points and see where we stand. From here on, as soon as Lightning learns the medic role, I highly suggest to max out the medic role as soon as possible, because you get access to the accessory, which will allow Lightning to equip 2 different accessories. Okay, so this is as far as we can go right now. So we're gonna need almost 1,000 more CP. Now let's look at Hope. Hope will learn his accessory under his synergist role. So let's go ahead and level that up right now. Okay, so Hope will need about 500, 3260. We'll need about 700 as well to learn his accessory. Okay, so we're a little bit off. We need more points, more Crystarium points. So the way to gain levels here is to just backtrack. And kill off all the enemies in the path. So just keep walking back and forth. You can walk all the way back to where you first jumped off the robot for that mini game. So what I would do is I would just keep walking back and forth and fighting all the enemies on the path. And you need to gain Crystarium points. So if you want my recommendation, I would recommend getting at least 1,000 Crystarium points. And don't forget to Libra that targeting beacon if you're going for all enemy intel. It's very important because that thing is missable. After you leave this area, you will no longer be able to get it. It's gone forever.
Just stay out of my way.
So once again, you need to be backtracking and grinding for experience. Now you don't have to do this. This is optional. And if you're really pressed for time and you have to go, then don't worry about it. But however, this next battle is going to be very, very tough. if you're trying to do it without the 2 accessories skill. So just go ahead and keep backtracking. Just head all the way back to where you first jumped off the robot. Here's another group of enemies to kill. And I think that was the last group of enemies right there. Heading back farther, I don't think gives you any enemies. Yeah, because this is back where we started. Alright, so now to get the enemies to respawn again, you're going to have to run all the way back to where you first jumped off the robot. Touch the wall that you jumped down from. This is where we got off the robot, so you have to come all the way back here. If you turn around any sooner, the enemies aren't going to respawn. So make sure you touch that wall and then turn around and go back the same way you came. So go as far back as you can, and then once you can't go back any farther, turn around and take out all the enemies again. Another way to do it is to save your game and then exit to the title screen and then reload your game, and all the enemies will be respawned. But that takes longer than just running back to where the where we jumped off the robot originally. Now again, I know you guys don't want to do this. Nobody does. Nobody likes grinding to get their Crystarium points up. But it's something that you gotta do. And you really don't have to do it. It's not really mandatory. But it really makes your life easier from here on out. Trust me, you're gonna be very happy you did it. And also, because you're grinding with just Hope and Lightning, even all the other characters get Crystarium points for it. Just because you're not using Saz, Vanille, and Snow doesn't mean they're not getting the Crystarium points you are. As long as you're fighting enemies and you're getting Crystarium points, it counts for everybody. So all these Crystarium points that you're stacking up with Snow and Vanille, or with Lightning and Hope right now, they're going towards everyone else, such as Saz, Snow, and Vanille. Which is what's really good about Final Fantasy XIII. You don't have to level up with each and every character. Simply fighting the battles with one character gives everyone else the CP for it. So it's really useful. And think of it this way, whenever you do switch to the other characters, they're going to have a lot of CP to spend. So it's really helping everyone out. So everyone's gaining CP from this, not just Lightning and Hope. Everybody's getting CP. So just work your way back to where that save point was at the end, right before the bridge. Once you get there and you've cleared out all the enemies, go ahead and backtrack to the where you first jumped off the robot. Then go back to the save point, and then go back to where you jumped off the robot, killing all the enemies along the way. And that way, your CP will go up, and you'll be able to purchase all of the Crystarium nodes on the Crystarium Stage 3 chart. And you're really going to be impressed with how much this helps you out. Because it really does help you out a lot. And also by doing this, you keep up with your Crystarium level, and actually you're going to have over what you're supposed to. So as soon as the Crystarium is expanded again, you're going to have extra points to spend. Alright, so now that we have taken out all the enemies again, you should be back at the save point right before the bridge. Now let's see how much Crystarium points we've got. We managed to save up 221 Crystarium points just from going from the save point back to where the robot dropped us off, and then back to the save point again. So you should do that about 5 times. And I know that seems like a lot, but 5 times will get you 1,000 Crystarium points to spend between both Lightning and Hope. And then you should be able to purchase those Crystarium nodes. Now remember, what you're looking for, this is what you at least want to get. You can get everything if you want. Everything in the medic role, everything in Ravager, and everything in Commando. However, that's going to take a long time. So all I would recommend doing is getting the accessory. See, we almost got enough to get it with Lightning. And let's see how close we are with Snow, or with Hope. Remember, the accessory crystal is under the medic role for Lightning and the synergist role for Hope. And Hope's still got a little ways to go. So like I said, I go ahead and backtrack and keep doing it. Keep going back and forth until you get 1,000 Crystarium points. And then make sure you get the accessory crystal for both Lightning and Hope. And just think of it this way. Everyone's getting CP for this. Not just Lightning and Hope, but Saz, Vanille, and even Snow. Everyone's getting this. So it's going towards everyone. It's going to make your characters a little bit stronger by doing this. And I suggest to go back about 5, maybe even 6 times. Get about 1,000 CP and then come and spend it so that it makes this next upcoming battle easy. Because this battle is going to be very, very hard if you're under leveled. And at the start of the next episode, I will remind you guys, and I'll also show you guys which paradigms to get set up for this boss battle. And which, and what equipment to wear for this upcoming fight. Alright, so that takes care of this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. I'll see you guys next time where we confront this next boss.